What is up, guys? I just started this channel. My name's Tyrone. Make sure to like and subscribe. This video is going to be on Anne Frank and the Holocaust and World War II. But, yeah. So anyways, let's get started. Beginning Anne's life, she was born on June 12th, 1929 in Frankfurt, Germany, to Otto and Edith Frank. She lived a cheerful life at the start of her lifetime and did everything a normal teenager and child would do. She went around, she rode her bike, she participated in clubs, she had a fun time at school and stuff like that. But that all ended once Hitler's Nazi party rose, forcing Jewishes to leave or go into concentration camps. But yeah. So they moved to Amsterdam in 1934, where they hoped for safety before the Nazis eventually invaded the Netherlands, leading them to hide. And they hid for a very long time. I think it was like 3 to 4 years, something like that. But yeah, it didn't turn out great, of course, but yeah. On June 12th, 1942, Anne received a red and white diary, checkered autograph book, and she used that while she was hiding in the annex and wrote down all of her feelings about the people in the annex, such as her father, her mother, and everyone else. She did not let anyone read it, especially her mother. She wrote a lot of hurtful things to her mother, and yeah, she really loved her father. She was her father was like the only person that she really loved the whole entire time. But Peter is also a person that she really loved, but I'll talk about him later in the video. As I said, she would not let anyone read the diary, because a whole bunch of tensions would rise in the annex. That's the last thing that they need. Her diary was later published as the title, The Diary of Anne Frank, which we are reading currently as a class in my English class, and it's going pretty good. It's actually a pretty good book, but you guys should check it out. Okay, so they hid in what is called the secret annex, and the secret annex was a hidden apartment behind Otto Frank's business in Amsterdam, where Anne Frank and her family and 4 other Jews hid in the Nazi persecution over 2 years during World War II. Sorry, it was 2 years, not 3. Sorry, I was like tweaking. With its entrance concealed by a movable bookcase, like you guys probably seen those in movies, like you pull a book and then it opens or whatever. Pretty cool, like a secret room kind of. This small space became famous through Anne's diary, which I talked about earlier, chronicling her life of quiet routine, rationing, studying, and fear until their discovery and arrest on August 4th, 1944. Today, the Anne Frank House preserves the space as a museum and a powerful testament to the Holocaust. They later ran out of food in the annex, which that turned out to be horrific for them. They started eating stuff not suitable for people to eat. They had Mr. Kugler, Mr. Kleiman, Meep, and Bep. They all got food for them, but they all got sick and stuff, leading to deaths, and just didn't work out as they wished. But they ended up dying too, so. The residents of the secret annex were 8 people. But the secret annex included 4 members of the Frank family: Otto Frank, his wife Edith Frank, and their 2 daughters Margot Frank and Anne Frank. They were the first to go in hiding in July 1942 after Margot received a call-up for a German labor camp. The following week, they were joined by their acquaintances, the Van Pels family, which Peter is in that family, Miss Van Pels and Mr. Van Pels, and yeah, that's how that went. Mr. Van Pel's worked for Otto's company in the front of the building for 4 months. Later in November 42, they were joined by an eighth person, Fritz Prever. I think that's how you say it. I'm not for sure. A dentist and other acquaintances of the Frank family who shared a room with Anne. So Diary of Anne Frank, his name is Dussel, and wrote a lot of hurtful things about him. So they changed his name. So they had really cramped living conditions, constant fear of discovery, and a daily routine took a mental and physical toll over all the residents. They had to remain completely silent during the day while the warehouse workers were present downstairs, walking in the socks and avoiding running water. I could not live in those. I can't be quiet for the whole entire day. I have to be very cautious. Can't even look out the window. Can't go outside. Can't feel fresh air. Yeah, despite their challenges, they filled their time with reading, studying, and following news of the war via radio the helpers provided. So they got a radio, and that's what they used to listen to what was going on in the outside world. And Mr. Kugler, like Mr. Common, all the people I mentioned before, they also let them know on some of that stuff. But tragically, all 8 people were deported to concentration camps after their arrest, and only Otto Frank survived the Holocaust. He returned to Amsterdam and published Anne's diary, fulfilling her wish to become a writer and ensuring their story reached the world. So that was a very nice thing that her dad did. That was Anne's dream when she was alive. She wanted to become a writer and become a novel artist. But yeah, so the helpers, which were a small group of Otto's employees, which was Meep, Bep, Mr. Kleiman, and Mr. Kugler, risked their lives, actually. Like, if they would have get caught helping them out, they would have died, too. But they provided food, supplies, and news from the outside world for them, which really helped. Before we go in the annex, Anne named her diary Kitty because she had a cat before she went in the annex. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I think it was like Morchi or something like that. I want to say something like that. But she really desired and admired her cat and wished that she would still be with him and could brought in the annex. But it was a very sad moment when she realized that she couldn't. So she gave her to a very nice home, and she lived pretty good. So I remember when I said I was gonna talk about Peter. Peter was Anne's first love, which he was also much older than her. He was like 4 years older than her, and so like when they started dating, I'm pretty sure when she was like 15 and he was like 18, 19, something like that, which is illegal, but yeah. So they developed a close bond and eventually a romantic relationship with Peter, finding solace in their shared isolation. So every day, Anne talked about how she looked forward to having the conversations with Peter in the attic and she talked about that she sat with him for like an hour and a half straight and just talked with him, and she really enjoyed every second of it. But yeah, she had no other options in the annex, and people will feel affectionate towards each other if they are around someone a long time. So the ending of the Holocaust, the ending of Anne Frank, the ending of everyone, they all died in 1945 due to harsh conditions and the concentration camps and the horrors that they faced there. They endured a lot of legacy though, but with Otto Frank being the only survivor, which he went on and published Anne's diary, like I said earlier. And Anne Frank remains a universal symbol of the millions of children murdered in the Holocaust. Her famous words, "In spite of everything, I still believe that they're truly good at heart." After she went through all those conditions, they killed so much people, she's still trying to be positive, which I very much like. But yeah, thanks for coming to the video. Tune in next time. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what you want to hear next. But see ya.